Yo, people that like sophisticated goats. Even though Leslie just yelled at me and saying, "That's not a goat, that's a llama or an alpaca, you don't know it, what you..." That's the kind of conversations we have here. I'm gonna call him Sophistigoat. And Yelzy can Leslie at me, what? Yelly can Leslie at me. I mean, Leslie can yell at me. Hey, if you don't know this channel, you're like, when is he talking about the amp? In due time, people. In due time. That's never the first thing we talk about. You can buy these shirts at Mr. Gugu at 50% off with the coupon code HP. Link below, coupon code written out, blah, blah, blah. I don't get anything for that. I just get free shirts. Actually, so I actually do get something for that. Hey, Vox MV50, 50 watt, I'm back here. Loaded, Class D, operated mini amps that you could put in your gig bag if they didn't have a handle. And last year, we did a mega review for an hour of the Clean one, checking out with pedals, which works with different speakers at different volumes and all that stuff. We're not going to do that. Here, we're going to look at the sounds of the rock version, which is, look here. Where's my finger? Where's my finger, goddammit? There's my finger. Ha, look here. And it's blue and it's pretty. They're pretty much one-trick ponies, except for maybe the Boutique, which can do a little bit more. Here we have gain, tone, and volume on the back, or le back, as they say in Le French. We have an impedance switch, which, funny enough, on the Clean and the high gain isn't there. So how does that pick the impedance? I don't know. A deep and a flat switch, which, you know what, we're not even going to test, because on the others where I tested it, it really didn't do anything. So let's not waste time with that. That switch might as well not be there. We have on-off switch right there, and an eco on and off, which means the amp will turn off if you don't do anything with it. That's the back. Then there's a phones and a line plug jack thing. Where I would think would be cool if Vox just left it, because why? Practicing with it, yeah, maybe, but the built-in speaker simulation on all these amps really just isn't brilliant, especially when we're talking about gain. It gets very fizzly, it's not satisfying. So rather than giving it an unsatisfying speaker simulation out for headphones or line operation, they might as well give us an insert, one plug, stereo, with two jacks, or plugs, or whatever it's called, for an effects loop, which all of them are missing, which is something everyone wants. Everyone says, why didn't you give this a speaker out? Speaker out? No. Why didn't you give this an effects loop? Everyone's bitching about it. Vox hopefully listens at some point. More on what this series of amps could be in my big comparison where we compare them all against each other. We're going into the Universal Audio Aux, right there, with a 412 loaded cream back mic with an SM57 and a ribbon. But we're also going to go into a Revv and a Vox 212 in the Torpedo, just for a different cab. And we're also going to compare it to one of the rock amps right now on the market, which is the Friedman small box. So if Leslie goes to the amp cam, it's this thing over there. Right there where my finger is. That's a rock monster. So let's compare it all. We're doing this with a blue guitar into a blue amp. Says Ibanez on it. That's all I know. So let's check this out. How clean can it get? Okay, if I really, really dial this down. Well, the answer is really not clean. It's called rock and not clean. The clean one's called clean because it's clean and not rock. Get it? One trick pony? Let's hope it's a good trick. Needs a little bit more gain to wake up. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, we're gonna rock, so let's rock. Still sounds as if we're just tickling it. Now it's pretty much where it should be. Be nice to have delay on that. And now we're gonna go into what the rock does that the others don't. It is very blown up, kind of power ampy sagness. The drive sound or the quality of the distortion is very similar to what the Boutique does, what the AC does on cranked up, and what the high gain does. They're all kind of similar, but what this does is it blows up and gets saggy. Should I say? Yeah. Just like my grandma did. I don't know. You hear that? It's like... I don't know how to play this. It's too saggy for that. Very, very dense. Blows up quite a bit, so if we're gonna crank the tone, if we make it duller, it gets duller. Okay, very, very, I'm gonna say anything in this area is just too dense. let's keep it a little bit open. Let's go to the Torpedo Studio, different cab. Let's compare those. That's the aux. Torpedo Studio. Hey, I have the fan on. Can you hear the fan? Really the only fan I have. The very dense fizzleaciousness doesn't go away. So to my taste, it gets a little bit dense. So let's go. I'm going to compare that with the Torpedo with the Friedman small box. Which is really an amazing model. Plexi, pretty much the Van Halen sound. And back to the Vox. So yeah, the Friedman has a similar kind of densilaciousness, density. I said titty, but it's still more open. Vox, of course. Vox also sounds a bit colder. Let's try that with the aux. That's the aux now, and the Friedman. Vox. Okay. How loud does the Vox MV50 Rock get in the room? We're gonna test that. gets loud enough to partay. Party time. So, we compared them with this, and we did all of that stuff, and we have made it really loud. So, what do I think about the MV50 Rock from Vox? I personally think it gets loud. If you take the handle off, yeah, you can put it in your gig bag, pretty damn awesome, $250, okay. It doesn't have an effects loop. Would it be the one I buy? No, it wouldn't be. Frankly, the headroom, or the simulated headroom, just isn't enough. It's too dense, it's too fizzly. You might like this for like this stoner rock kind of stuff. Because it is super dense and it sounds blown up. I like my amps to be a bit more responsive and open. So personally, that's just my personal opinion. You might really like the edge of amp goes kaput. I would go for this if I didn't need lower gain sounds, because this is very similar. Mids are tweakable in the back. I would get the high gain and roll it back to about here-ish, and then you have a very similar sound, but without blowing up, without the fizzliness. If you need a little bit more flexibility when it comes to gain, which again the Rock also doesn't have, I would suggest the AC, because it packs quite a bit of gain, and also can go lower and overdrivey. Both of them, or all of them, can't really hold a candle to the big-ass amp. The AC couldn't keep up with the AC30. The Boutique could keep up quite a bit with the Dynamis, right there, quite impressively. The new tube plus Class D doesn't necessarily result in the fullness that a real amp will give you. A real amp, an old tube amp. As a small solution to carry around with you and still be giggable, or le gigable, as they say in French, it's pretty impressive. It'll kick any modeling amp's ass in that price range in terms of tubiness and feel, size, portability, not flexibility. They're pretty much 1, 2, 3 trick ponies without effects loops. Not too much you can do with them, but what you can do with them is pretty damn impressive at a volume that allows you to gig. And that's pretty cool. For me, the Rock, not Dwayne Johnson, but this thing, would not be my first choice. I would go for the AC or the high gain. The Boutique has a little bit of that denseness when you really, really crank it up. But hey, why am I talking about this? There's a whole other video where we talk about the differences and which one is good for you. So, thanks for watching. Links below to all this, and t-shirts from my channel and t-shirts from Mr. Gugu, because this is, come on. Sophisti Goat? That's good. Sophisti Llama, I know, Leslie. Animals at the end, thanks for watching.
And she is taking me places I've already been, and makes me see someone else's eye. And she's taking me the parts that I've already seen, and makes me feel I never want to say goodbye. She's the moon in the darkest night. She takes away the fear, takes away the pride. She's every